Happening now, several area schools are back open following the COVID-19 shutdown. We have the latest on efforts to keep students safe and some late-breaking news from Governor Andrew Cuomo about a new report card feature keeping track of cases locally. Plus, what we know about the theft of two large farm tractors here in Chautauqua County.
And things are starting dry as we head back to work and school after the Labor Day weekend, but we've got a little bit of rain and some more cooler air on the way. I've got the details next. The news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. All public schools in New York State will have online report cards showing all permanent COVID-related information. That according to Governor Andrew Cuomo, who made the announcement just moments ago. He says the transparency regarding schools should give parents and teachers a sense of confidence. The report cards will reveal how many students and staff have been tested and what type of test was taken, who did the test, and what the results are. Every school, county health department, and testing laboratories must report the information on a daily basis. The results will show how school districts and individual schools are implementing and fulfilling COVID-related plans. The governor says that parents and teachers want facts, not assertions or opinions. He included in remarks that he made just a little while ago on our airwaves. Well, several local school districts across the region reopened today after shutting down in March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here in Jamestown, some students were welcomed back in person while others attended class virtually via services like Zoom. Jamestown Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Kevin Whitaker visited Lincoln Elementary this morning to oversee the reopening plans there.
I'm very proud of the district, both from our cleaners and maintenance staff who prepared everything and who will on a regular basis be cleaning the schools, both high-touch areas and our regular areas. And I'm proud of parents and kids who are arriving here, and kids have practiced with masks, and our staff who's taking temperatures and making sure that students don't have any symptoms.
Now, the superintendent says after months of planning, it's nice to see the school reopen safely. Well, with thousands of local students returning to class today, county officials say they're ready to face possible COVID-19 issues. County Public Health Director Christine Schuyler addressed local preparations for school reopening during a briefing late last week. She says the county and school districts have formed a partnership to deal with any COVID-related issues. The county has developed a series of resources for local districts to get and use information. Officials remain concerned, though, that there could be some positive cases of COVID-19 in schools once they reopen.
We don't know what to expect. I honestly fully expect we are going to see cases because it's impossible when people start to congregate more that this is what's going to happen. We know the virus is in our community. Our goal is to keep everybody as healthy as we possibly can.
School districts can get further information through a link on the county's COVID-19 webpage. We have a link to that at WNYNewsNow.com. Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office is seeking information regarding two tractors that were stolen from a Town of Arkwright farm. Here's a look at what the tractors are. Deputies say a 2017 John Deere and a orange 2018 Kubota were taken sometime Friday morning from the Center Road farm. Anyone with information in the incident is asked to call the Sheriff's Office. Deputies stress anyone providing that information can remain anonymous. Well, we thank you for joining us here for WNY News Now as we start off a brand new week, and for many a shortened week, as today is the first day back to school and to work following the Labor Day holiday. And with that, we want to share real quick the back to school contest that we're running. It is back to school time, and we want to see those photos. This year, no one saw the COVID-19 pandemic coming, and it did disrupt our lives in unimaginable ways. And Whether you're students in kindergarten or a high school senior, there's a good chance that he or she has missed out on some school normality this year. Well, we want to make sure all students and teachers get some love in the sun. Share your photos with us by posting them on social media with the hashtag MyNewsNow or at WNYNewsNow.com/back to school. And here's a look at just some of the photos that we received already today. And Dakota, it's great to see the smiling faces of these kids, and whether they're going to school in person or attending school virtually, we certainly wish them luck.
And, you know, education is a wonderful thing, and you know, I think at JHS above the stage on the auditorium, there's a thing that says character is the first aim of education. I think from what I understand, that was carried over from the original high school building that was built in the 1800s.
Yeah,
I think.
And you know what's great about our viewers? I love every single one of you so much, because we did that call to action this morning. I think 6:30, our AM editor put that up, and we planned on having something about this. We've already gotten dozens and dozens of responses. I mean, as we speak, people are still sending us photos, and we're trying to get them on the website as
Now
quick
the
as we
newsroom, now the newsroom knows how the weather office feels. Whenever we ask for sunset or sunrise pictures, we're thankful for them. But we get so many, it takes us forever to go through them, and it's hard to pick out which ones we want to put in the graphic or put in the show. So now they know how we feel.
Good news for parents. Our editor says we're going to put every single one you send us up on that back to school website page to feature the kids. So it's great. So keep them coming, please.
Yes. And speaking of keep it coming, how about this beautiful shot over Salamanca? There's no spiders on the camera this time, I assure you that. But this is overlooking actually going to the west on I-86 West, 73, but the dew point is up today at 65. Now we have a few clouds that are moving across the southern tier. A lot of this rain that's out over Canada is moving to the northeast. So much of the area is going to be dry today. We will keep a chance for a spotty shower down across the southern tier today, but otherwise expect partly sunny skies and maybe full sunshine in some areas. 74 right now here in town, 73 Mayville, 78 Fredonia, 79 Dunkirk, and over in Olean, you're checking in at 72 degrees over there. So temperatures a little bit warmer than where they have been, because yesterday we only managed 65. That's 10 degrees below the normal to where we should be for this time of the year. And look at the record high for this date set back in 1959 at 92 degrees. So through the afternoon, partly sunny, a small chance for a shower, but who cares? The afternoon should be mainly dry, but milder day and a bit muggy, 75 to 82 with a south wind averaging about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We've got another dry day coming up tomorrow, and then we get into a little bit of rain over the weekend, but I'll time it all out in a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, certainly looking forward to it. Thank you. Doctors and nurses around the country are preparing for a fight against flu season and COVID-19 at the same time. Medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen explains why getting a flu shot this year is more important than ever for keeping you and your loved ones as healthy as possible.
Relax your arms. No, relax your arms.
Nobody likes getting a shot, but this year it's more important than ever. Because this year we're going to have not just flu, but also COVID-19.
I am worried. I do think the fall and the winter of 2020 and 2021 are going to be probably one of the most difficult times that we've experienced in American public health.
This year, there's not one, not two, but 3 reasons to get yourself a flu shot. Number 1, it'll decrease the chances that you'll get the flu, or if you do get the flu, you'll get a milder case. Number 2, you won't spread the flu to other people. Number 3, you won't end up taking up a hospital bed that someone else, like a COVID patient, would need. And if you get sick, getting the right diagnosis could be tough.
We won't be able to distinguish immediately between whether somebody has flu or whether somebody has COVID.
Flu vaccine manufacturers have ramped up production, making tens of millions more doses than last season. And there are 2 new flu vaccines designed to protect older people who are especially vulnerable to the virus.
So this child is Ryan. This is Ryan.
And for children, the Trump administration last month authorized pharmacists to administer the flu shot to children ages 3 and older. Hopefully, this upcoming flu season will end up being relatively tame. In the southern hemisphere, where flu season is now ending, they've had a pretty easy season.
Many of the physical distancing and public health and social measures that have been put in place, which keeps people apart, may have actually played a role in reducing circulation of influenza.
Even if that happens in the northern hemisphere, though, it's still a good idea to get a flu shot to keep you and those around you as healthy as possible.
Elizabeth Cohen reporting. In addition to getting the flu shot for the fall and winter, the CDC says it will be critical to continue to wear those masks, washing hands often, and practicing social distancing. Well, Pennsylvania restaurants will be approved to increase their capacity up to 50% under a proposal by Governor Tom Wolf. Wolf says the increase is set to start September 21st. Owners must self-certify that they will comply with all recommended measures and meet the required safety standards. Now, in addition, restaurants must stop serving alcohol at 10 o'clock. However, Wolf did not explain the reason for that 10 p.m. shutter. He says business owners will be required to hand a copy of certificates and will be mailing that material to them. Well, coming up next, we show you Jamestown's newest hair salon that opened over the weekend. And later, more on this year's schools reopening, how we want your photos, and we look at how many we've received so far. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I grew up in a single-parent home. We were raised by my mom in a one-bedroom apartment in Queens, and I slept in what was supposed to be a dining room just off the kitchen. We were poor and fell behind in our bills. More than once, our electricity was shut off and there were eviction notices taped to our door. I remember walking into our kitchen and finding my mother standing by the stove, crying to herself because she didn't know what to do and felt helpless. I was about 9 or 10 when our apartment was robbed. I remember arriving home with my mother and brother and finding the door open, feeling confused because the first thing I saw was that our television, a set which forever sat on a stand in the living room, was missing. I know firsthand what it's like to be a victim, to be assaulted, robbed, to have things taken from you which you're never going to get back, and to be scarred by experiences which 30 and 40 years later still haunt me. We're lucky enough to live in Chautauqua County where by and large we feel safe, but unfortunately bad things do happen here. I want to be the district attorney who personally prosecutes the most serious crimes and who's there for victims every step of the way. These are the people I want to represent, to fight for their justice, to fight for our justice in the courtroom, to help people who have suffered at the hands of others. This is why I want to be your district attorney.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back. A new hair salon catering to African American styles opened in Jamestown over the weekend. Brenda Sledge Stewart, owner of Glorious Beauty Salon and Supplies on Chapman Street, says there are not many salons that specifically serve the black community in town and that the services she provides are unique to the area. Customers are scheduled one at a time now or together as a household. Additionally, each visitor has their temperature checked and are required to wear face coverings.
When I was in college, I had to do a business report, and I wrote it on Glorious Beauty Salon and Supplies. And that was in the 80s. I'm not telling my age, but that's in the 80s. And when I got sick this year, I realized that you have to do what you want to do in life to get what you want out of life. And so I wanted to do this for years, and I finally got to do it.
Now, currently, the salon is open by appointment only. Sledge Stewart is looking to hire 2 stylists, a braider and barber, to work in her shop. Well, Labor Day generally celebrates Americans' labor movement, highlighting the blood, sweat, and tears of workers. Well, after the pandemic ravaged much of our economy, some aren't celebrating. This week, candidates for president focused on the labor market as they attempt to appeal to voters. Daryl Forges is at the White House to explain.
Really celebrate the American worker. We are in the midst of the fastest economic recovery in U.S. history, so we have a lot to be thankful for.
In April, during the height of the coronavirus pandemic, the United States lost more than 20 million jobs. President Trump now touting a stronger economy.
We've added a record-setting 10.6 million jobs since May.
Democratic nominee Joe Biden says that's not enough.
As long as the stock market's doing great, everything's okay as far as him, but everybody else is getting clobbered.
Millions of people still have trouble making ends meet and are in desperate need of benefits.
We want to help businesses that are particularly impacted by this, and we'll continue to work on proposed new legislation.
Yet Congress and the White House are at a standstill over the next round of stimulus funding.
There is no question that Donald Trump has been an abject failure and incompetent when it comes to addressing the severe job loss that has happened as a result of the pandemic.
Despite the pandemic and protests over racial injustice, polls reflect a race that has barely budged, which is why both campaigns are targeting key battleground states like Wisconsin.
Well, hello, Wisconsin!
Where Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris are spending Labor Day, and Pennsylvania, where Biden met with labor leaders.
Unions built the middle class.
Still, President Trump believes focusing on the economy may be the ticket to keep him in the White House.
Under my leadership, next year will be the greatest economic year in the history of our country, I project.
At the White House, I'm Daryl Forges.
Daryl, thank you. The House Oversight Committee is launching an investigation into Postmaster General Louis DeJoy over campaign finance allegations. DeJoy is a Trump loyalist and mega donor who previously ran a company called New Breed Logistics. The allegations are that he reimbursed employers for donating to Republican candidates. According to the Washington Post, former employees say they were pressured to donate, then reimbursed through bonuses. Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, who chairs the Oversight Committee, says if the allegations are true, DeJoy could face criminal time. A spokesperson for DeJoy in a statement said that he believes that all campaign fundraising laws and regulations should be complied with in all respects. In his testimony last month, he said he never repaid executives for making donations to the president's campaign. Well, the groundbreaking documentary Walking While Black, Love is the Answer will be shown next week at the Robert H. Jackson Center here in Jamestown. The viewing will take place Thursday, September 17th at 6 o'clock at the center and will be followed by an open discussion among law enforcement and community members. The award-winning movie offers a message of reconciliation and improving relationships between officers and people of color. Officials say the film and discussions have become an important tool for anti-bias and anti-bullying, diversity, and inclusion. Sheriff Jim Quattrone, who is one of the officials behind the effort, says there are plans to show the film at various other venues throughout the county. Anyone interested in hosting a showing is asked to contact his office. Well, we thank you for joining us here for WNY News Now. As many start off a new week, some maybe got back to work yesterday on Labor Day, but for others, maybe not so much. So we appreciate you joining us today, nevertheless, for a check of all that matters to you. Well, speaking of what matters, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's on my list, and he's standing by with a look at our weather forecast.
You see, Justin just wants back on the Christmas list.
I was off the Christmas list?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought I was
supposed
on
to
it.
tell you.
You know, you know what's funny about that? I just had a conversation with my girlfriend yesterday about Christmas gifts. Like, we're already starting, we already have a couple, actually, picked out. I should stop talking now because I always, like, jib jab through it, and I let things go.
If it comes in here, it goes out.
It goes
there.
out there, yeah.
Yep.
So we got a couple of really good ones already picked out and purchased for people. So tis the season, I guess. After Labor Day, everybody's towards Christmas, and here we are.
Do you know now? Here's the thing. Do you know what everybody on my list is getting for Christmas?
A brand new iPad?
No. Nutting.
Nutting? You're not getting anybody anything for Christmas this year?
We're in the middle of a pandemic, Justin.
Nothing from you?
No.
Nothing from Dakota? Well,
nope.
I still have a few people who have.
Ask Santa Claus. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Did Santa get impacted by the
COVID-19?
I don't know.
Financial, maybe.
I guess
it's a good
we'll see.
question. It's a serious topic that a lot of people are going to have to start facing too. Not so serious though. Over the weekend, what happened with yesterday? I thought it was supposed to be really nice, and then all of a sudden it felt like fall. I kind of enjoyed it because I like to snuggle up on the couch and chillax, but no, it wasn't a good Labor Day to be outside. That's
well, especially in the morning hours. But hey, before we get to that, speaking about holidays, let's take a look at Links 1 because we have a really cool graphic that we created talking about the holiday countdown. And can you believe 14 days until the start of autumn? We are so close to it. 53 until Halloween, 79 until Thanksgiving, and 108 until we get to Christmas, speaking of which. So yes, the holidays are fast approaching, and those little white things are going to be falling from the sky pretty soon. And Justin mentioned it about yesterday. This was a very interesting situation. We had a line of showers and thunderstorms that came through early in the morning yesterday. Model guidance didn't really play very well with it, so that's why we really didn't put it in the forecast for yesterday because the models really didn't pick up on it. But even though it really wasn't severe, we did have some wind damage. We had a report here in Forestville of power lines down. This is in the morning on yesterday. And then there was also another report here. Basically, Cattaraugus County and Warren County got the brunt of the wind damage. And in Olean, there was a report of several trees down with a few down on top of homes. And again, we've seen a little bit of damage from Cat County and Warren County yesterday, but even though those storms were not severe, non-severe storms can produce damage. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So what do we say, Jay? When thunder roars, you go indoors. Yes, I don't think they had his microphone up, but he said go indoors. Yes, 74. Yes, there you go. Yes, there you go. You can just scream across the studio. 74 degrees with a southwest wind to 8, and the dew point up today, 64. So it's feeling a little bit humid. Now, we'll show you the future dew points here, and this is coming off the in-house model. So dew points today likely in the mid to upper 60s today. So you're going to be feeling a little bit of stickiness in the air today. Now, tomorrow the dew points come up a little bit. I think FutureScan, this is the in-house model. I think FutureScan is going a little overboard with some of these dew point numbers. But again, I think dew point numbers upper 60s. Maybe a couple lower 70s are definitely possible. So, but then after tomorrow, we shove a cool front through the area. So dew points are going to be dropping as we go into Thursday and Friday. And you'll see the cooler air reflected on the 7-day forecast. Just clouds around right now. All of this rain that is passing to our west in Canada, this is moving to the northeast. So that's not going to impact us. We may have a couple spotty showers through the afternoon, but it's a very small chance. All of this is in association with the front that's going to be moving through on Wednesday night going into Thursday. And this is something you might be hearing about on the national news here. We've got snow already in parts of the Colorado Rockies up here, in parts of Wyoming and Colorado and South and North Dakota. Which one am I? I don't know. But this is an early season snowstorm, late summer snowstorm. In fact, there's winter storm warnings out here. That's all this pink area. Winter weather advisories is the purple area. So a early season snowstorm for them. So yes, the times are coming. Get ready for it, people, because we all know it's coming here pretty soon. The average snowfall date's actually in the later part of October. Sorry. Zone forecast today, maybe maybe mid 80s around Erie. Everywhere else, likely mid to upper 70s. Inland areas, same story here. Maybe some upper 70s here. It's going to be dependent on how much cloud cover we can clear out. But otherwise, just some sun and cloud breaks through the day. How about the future? Maybe. We'll try it again. And maybe the future will come up. There she comes. Tomorrow, 84, 74 on Thursday. Just a chance for a small isolated shower with the frontal passage. Friday, cooler, 70. And the weekend, there's going to be a little bit of increasing shower activity both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday looking like the better chance for rain. Saturday, not a washout. And Monday, as we start a new week, 71 with partial sunshine. Justin?
All right, Dakota. Hey, it looks like summer's back, even though it feels like fall. Thank you, sir. Well, what could be better than having a sweet treat that tickles not only the tongue, but helps newborn babies? The local Tim Hortons restaurants are selling a smile cookie for $1, but the entire amount will be donated to UPMC Chautauqua's maternity ward for technical upgrades. Starting next Monday and running through Sunday, all proceeds from the Smile Cookie will help fund upgrading a vital sign monitor for newborns. UPMC Director of Development Megan Barnone says the upgrades will link the monitors with medical records to increase that technology use. Local Tim Hortons owner Blake Tarana says he and his employees are happy to give back to the community, and especially for such a worthy cause. The team Hortons is proud to donate $25,000 to UPMC. So pretty amazing. And they actually just have a brand new state-of-the-art maternity ward there that they unveiled last year. So certainly another great update for it. Well, we thank you all so much for joining us here for WNY News Now. Excuse me. And you ever just take in a little bit of air and it goes down the wrong tube? That's what happened. So
Justin has COVID.
I do not. I am fine.
Kidding. I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine the way it is. So it's one of those times around this year, you get a tickle in your throat, and you're like, I suffer from pretty good allergies. So do you, Dakota. Yeah. And it's like, we don't have COVID. We promise. It's not that. And like they were talking about.
Dakota Hunter, report to the manager's office now.
With your mask on.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like that time of year, and I think that's sort of the unknown about it. Is officials say with flu, how do you know what's what? And there are people out there who have gotten COVID tests because they've had a cold, and they don't have COVID. They thankfully test negative for it, but it's like, I guess you'd rather be safe than sorry. I get that for sure. So got to say hello to Amanda. Good to see Tanya, Ralph, Tina, Pam as well. Good to see David. Hopefully you're doing well. He says the new year is canceled due to COVID.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't that be horrible if we were just stuck in 2020 over and over
again?
Have
you seen that meme on Facebook?
No, I haven't. Is it like a Groundhog Day type of thing?
No, it's one panel has a picture of a clock, and it's like, the 31st of December at 11:59:59. And then when it's supposed to go over to 2021, it continues to be December, and it's like December 20. It's like, and it goes like 1300 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. Let me tell you. I don't even know. That's the thing. It's like, we haven't had a pandemic in 100 years. So I guess people say we're due for it, so to speak.
Right.
But as long as, I think, for the most part, COVID-19 is horrible. But here locally, we've been able to still live a little bit, which is good. And it's maybe can't do everything we want to do, but we do it differently. We wear a mask and things like that. So it is what it is, I guess. I don't like that saying, but I think sometimes there's no words for something, and it's like, that's 2020. It is what it is. And it is back to school time, and we've been talking about this pretty much all day today, and we were joking around earlier. We love viewer photos so much. Like, we love connecting. That's the whole reason we do this, whole reason. And we've gotten so many viewer photos, part of our back to school photo showcase, and we just want to show you some more of those. No one really saw this year coming, and COVID-19 has touched so many of us, especially the kids in the community. So we want to give them a little bit of time in the spotlight. All you got to do is just send us your back to school photos. You can do it all week long if you want. You can email them to us at newsdesk@WNYNewsNow.com. We have a Google form where you can fill out. All information is at WNYNewsNow.com/back to school. And we've been seeing some pretty awesome faces here this morning, Dakota. Certainly a lot of people out there enjoying it, whether they're doing it through Zoom or they're going back to see their friends in person, social distancing in minds, of course. So we thank them all, everybody, so much for sharing their photos with us today. We really appreciate it. Everybody is looking good. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. We'll leave you with a live look over Chautauqua Lake. We're back tomorrow. Hope to see you then. I'm sorry, the live. It says on my teleprompter, Chautauqua Lake. This is the live look over downtown Jamestown. I need to Groundhog Day this day. Have a good one.